Is owning an event venue profitable? Absolutely, yes they do. So by the end of the video, I want you to go away with absolute confidence you know all about event venues and how and why they might be profitable. Experience is big business, especially as we exit the COVID pandemic. 3 out of 4 millennials now just want experiences rather than actually buying tangible goods. And that presents a huge opportunity for anybody looking to get into the event venue game. But not all event venues are equal. Do you have the skills? Do you have the patience to make this work? Is it to be financially viable? We're going to go how event venues make money, how they can be profitable, and we're going to look at the different types of event venues and if that has any impact on it as well. Of course, you've got to be able to run it professionally and you've got to be able to run it financially sound and know what you're doing and market it and find clients and find new clients. I ran music venues for the best part of 15 years. So in that time, I oversaw hundreds of events that I promoted myself, but also lots and lots of venue hires. And so I saw lots of clients come and go who wanted to use the space for their own events. And that's typically how an event venue works. You'll find that most places will want to host some of their own events, but most of the time they're looking for people to come in and actually run their own events in that space. And part of the business is obviously marketing the venue to find people to do that. So what are the types of event venue out there? Well, the most common types, there are 4, in my opinion, for types of event venue. The first is entertainment, and that covers many things like nightclubs, live music venues, even cinemas. Those kind of venues that are purpose-built for entertainment, so they'll probably have sound systems installed, bars, stages, that kind of thing, specialist facilities. Now, of course, with that comes quite a cost to actually get that set up. So that can be quite an expensive event venue to buy, set up or maintain. So my name's Mark Norman and welcome to my channel. I make videos about events and venues and venue businesses. Be great to have you along. Subscribe down below, and of course if you want to watch some of my other videos, I'll put links below and also just up above right now. The second type is wedding venues. Now of course weddings are very popular, but there is of course also a high standard associated with event venues of this kind. So again, you're going to have a high cost to set this up, but actually they can be very profitable because of the huge amount of money that people now spend on weddings. I read somewhere here, certainly here in the UK, the average wedding is well over £20,000 now. So it is quite a big business, and there is money to be made from an event venue's perspective. And of course, added on to that, you've got all the additional food and drink and things like that where you can make additional profit. The third type of event venue that I'd list here is business events. And maybe 80% of events around the world are business events. They're meetings, they're conferences, they're exhibitions, those kinds of things. And while there are purpose-built facilities for those, there is an opportunity even on a smaller scale to host business events. Again, there can be quite a lot of money to be made from business events because the potential and the size of the market is just so big. My final category, which is a kind of catch-all, which is more what I call multifunctional spaces. So these are spaces that are blank canvases which allow people, event planners, to come in and sort of decorate or design whatever they want to do within the space, obviously within reason. Less money required in terms of upfront investment, in my opinion, because you can just take an empty space, depending on who the audience is and what kind of event you want to do. But generally speaking, you only need to kind of have that basic empty space to start with, and perhaps some basic amenities like chairs and tables and those kind of things to get yourself going. Actually, it's probably the most accessible type of event venue if you did want to start one. So what are the things that impact profitability? Now, there's a number of factors, and I've said about managing the venue in a professional way. Certainly in my experience of running venues over the years, I would say understanding who the target audience is really, really important. So go out there, write down who's my audience, what kind of money do they earn, what are they looking to spend on parties, on business meetings, on those kind of things, and that's really important. You also be opening an event venue in an area where you know that there's a market, which might not be the same place that you live, but you want to make sure that you open an event venue in a place that is very profitable. So that there's clearly a need for that kind of event venue. So location is really important, and of course, also the facilities that you provide. It has to be tailored towards that audience. So if you're going to do business meetings, then kit the place out for business meetings. If you want to do live music shows, then clearly the equipment you need is going to be completely different. It is possible to try and mix those two. Certainly when you first start, it's probably worth just picking like one type of client over another just until you get going. Venue reputation plays a massive role in getting clients, keeping them, and profitability. So venue reputation is something that you have to earn. So when you first start an event venue, you're really going to have to kind of work hard to get clients, perhaps even drop your prices, in order to get testimonials that will then build your reputation, and those people who've had a great experience with you will then refer your venue to their friends or colleagues for future events. So venue reputation is really, really key, really important. Following on from that, finding and retaining business. So it can cost 4 or 5 times the amount of money to find a new client versus keep a current one. So make sure that you are delivering a really high standard of service to the people you do book, so they come back and book again, because they are much easier clients to find and retain than to find new ones. You'll spend a lot more on marketing trying to find new clients, so make sure the service you deliver and experience that bookers have is fantastic. I'd also say you need to understand what recharges that you need to make are. So recharges tend to be things like additional elements. So an event planner might come in and just do a basic hire of the venue, and then there'll be things on top such as tables, chairs, linen, food, staff, cloakroom, all manner of different things that you maybe want to add as recharges. Now, some of the reasons that you recharge these things is because not every client wants them, so it's not worth necessarily including that in a base package. So it's worth understanding recharges and how much you're going to have to charge for each of those. And of course, how much you recharge for those makes a massive difference to how much profit that you make. Let me know in the comments what you think about the video. Is there anything that I've missed or you'd like to see featured in a future video? Do you agree? Do you disagree? Let's have a discussion. I'm always happy to respond to some of the comments that people put onto these videos. So how do venues operate? Well, typically most venues will have a venue manager. That might also be the owner, and the owner might be working on their own, or they might have a team, a sales team, a marketing team, an operations team within the venue. And there's kind of everything in between. And when you first start, if you're starting your own event venue, then clearly you're going to have a really small team. And so that's something that you're going to have to build. But you have to be careful how many staff you take on. That obviously affects how much profit that an event venue can make. I hope this has been useful for you. If it is, then check out my other videos on event planning and venue management. And hopefully I'll see you again in a video soon.